Hello everybody, Lingo here. When I was young we lived in the Yukon. This is probably grade 2 or grade 3. And we lived in a cabin and my dad had a shop about 100 yards away. My mother told me, go tell your dad it's time for supper. Well, I needed to go to the bathroom. So I cruised to the outhouse and was sitting there doing my business and I seen this dog and a pup walk by. So I kind of hurried up my business because I didn't have a dog, you know what I mean? And I loved animals. Like, animals and me have always had an affinity to each other. Like, I've never had a problem with animals. I got my business done as quick as I could and went running over there because they were around the burning barrel. And I started petting the dog and petting the puppy and playing with them. You know, the dog would lick my face, the pup would lick my face. I held it up in my hands and swung it around and played with it. And, you know, and for a good 5 minutes, I was sitting there playing with them dogs. And then I figured, well, hey, you guys stay here. I'm going to run and ask my dad if I can keep you guys. Because you guys like me. And I went cruising over to the shop. And my dad was talking to another guy at the time. And I knew better than to butt into a grown-up's conversation. So I sat there waiting, and it finally come to the point where it seemed that this conversation was never going to end. So I just blurted out, "Can I have them dogs that are in the yard?" And he kind of shot me this look and never said nothing. And continued talking. I said, "Can I have the dogs in the yard?" And he looked at me and he said, "There's no dogs here. What are you talking about?" I said, "Yes, there is. There's a dog and your pup by the burning barrel. I was playing with them." And he looked at me and his face kind of got white a little bit, and he grabbed the rifle off the wall and went running outside. Of course, the guy he was talking to followed him, and I followed him. And the dog and the pup were still playing around the burning barrel, and he kind of aimed, you know, was going to shoot at it. And I said, "No, don't shoot that dog. I was playing with them. You know, they're nice. So he shot up in the air, and the dog and the pup ran away. And after that, I got a little bit of tanning, because I guess it wasn't a dog and a pup; it was a bear and her cub. But yeah, I played with the bear and the cub. And another similar experience. My dad had to put hooks, you know, the little hooks that got the circle in the hook, and you put the circle in the hook, and you can't open the door like that. He had to put them up high so I couldn't get at them, Because I would wander off and get lost for hours playing in the bush with animals and stuff like that, and, you know, different things. So I was kind of locked in. And I was sitting on an overstuffed couch looking out the picture window. And there was birds flying around in the trees there, and they would fly to the ground, pick on the ground, and then fly back up to the trees. So, being alone, I wanted to play with these birds. So I said, "Bird, come, I want to play with you." And, you know, the bird hovered there for a few seconds, then flew right for me, went right through the windows, hit the back of the couch, and fell behind the couch. And it did this without breaking the windows, like, you know, the double panes of glass. Right through both of them, never broke one. But I couldn't move the couch to get at it, So I went to my mother, who was cleaning in her room, and I said, "Come and move the couch. There's a bird behind it, and I want to play with the bird." She said, "There's no bird in here. Don't be silly." You know, and I kept after, "No, there's a bird behind the couch." And, you know, I bothered her enough that first she went around, checked the doors to see, make sure the hooks were there, checked the windows, make sure there was no windows open. She said, "There's no bird in here." And I said, "Move the couch. You'll see the bird." So she moved the couch. And, you know, like behind the couch, there's this bird flapping that was dazed a little bit from hitting the back of the couch. You know, so it's there flapping. She didn't know what to think. Like, I don't know what she thought, but there was a bird flapping there. She says, what are you going to do with it now? I said, I'm going to let it go. So I went behind the couch there and scooped it up in both of my hands and, held it in my hands like this for a while and playing with it. And you know what I mean? Like just what a kid would do, like I didn't want to hurt it or nothing like that. So she went up to the door, she took the latch off and opened the door, and I walked out and held my hands out like that, and the bird flew away. But that bird did fly through 2 panes window without breaking it. So, have a good time. I tell you all, if you do not believe in God, and you do not believe in Jesus, research it. You owe it to yourself to know the truth. You do.